I just thought I'd have to do a video on this topic. I suspect more people are suffering from it or have had it than we know. It's that time of year, coming into winter, and like you're getting all of the sort of winter colds and things like that, and bugs going round. But I'm pretty sure I've had long COVID. I got COVID, it's about 6 weeks ago now, and I wasn't ill with it. It was sort of almost unnoticed having it, you know, very minor symptoms. However, over the past 6 weeks I've been really suffering physically and slightly mentally as well. It's starting to take its toll now, and I just thought I'd have to do a video talking about it, what it's been like, how I sort of try to cope with it. Not that I'm an expert on coping with long COVID, but yeah, just let you know how it's been, really. An insight into the life with a potential long COVID. Well, it's not that long, it's been about 6 weeks, but I've been battling through, doing videos, which is fine. Basically the symptoms: really tired, like muscle and joint aches, fatigue. A big one which I wasn't expecting is shortness of breath. I'm sort of in my 30s, low 30s should we say, and I really wasn't expecting that. I've had like shortness of breath for, well, 6 weeks. 6 weeks now, like really noticeably. Even now, just talking, I find talking on camera, talking for too long, I have to stop and take a breath. Walking down to the shops, just a 10-minute walk down to the shops to buy some groceries or food or something. I don't know why I said groceries, I never say groceries in real life. Shopping. And I'll just go completely out of breath, get home and just collapse on the sofa. Just completely no reason at all, and it's just ongoing. It's 6 weeks. You wake up in the morning thinking, am I going to be better this morning? And you're not. It's just like, oh god, this heavy physical overall like rough feeling. So the number one symptom, 100% for me, which is weird, I don't know why this happens. If there's any scientists out there listening, please let me know, or let the community know down in the comments. But the brain fog, as they call it, so not being able to concentrate on things, is really hard. I mean, the shortness of breath is not pleasant, but the brain fog is the weirdest one. I just can't concentrate on anything really for too long either. I've found it especially hard doing videos, actually, like reviewing bikes or riding bikes. Your brain just goes completely blank every now and then. Like, I have no idea what I'm going to say next, or the whole brain just stops like it did just then. Like, can't find it hard to string a sentence together. Some words just completely stumble over. Yeah, it's really weird. Sorry, I've just gone straight into it there in the video, just offloaded all my symptoms and all the problems. Why not? I'm just going to go over into town. Let's go grab a coffee or something, go over sort of how it's been and how it's actually like affected day-to-day life, and actually how I think I've learnt some coping strategies over the last 6 weeks on how to deal with it that have made it a lot easier. Look at this, spectacular. We're in one of the smallest cities in the UK, Wells, in Somerset. Look at the cathedral. We'll get a better view in a minute. It's amazing. Holy smokes. Look at that. Unbelievable. Why don't we build buildings? There you go, as an example. I couldn't even say build buildings as stunning as that nowadays. Beautiful place. Wells Cathedral, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna tell you how such a place, or spectacular places like this, can help with your long COVID journey. So guys, long COVID. It's been a bit of a tricky one with all of the moto vlogging, but I've managed to do it and managed to keep going. So if you go over some of the coping methods that I do, I've got a few things that I sort of learnt along the way, along with sort of managing your mental health as well. So if we go over the first one, coffee, lots of caffeine. No, don't, that was a joke. Do not drink lots of caffeine. Sorry. It does help in the short term, but in the long run, lots of water. I've actually found the days that I drink loads and loads of water, the much better I am the next day, so that really helps. On that point as well, no alcohol. I've completely cut alcohol out for the last 6 months for this long COVID thing. And yeah, I mean, it's got to have helped. I think if I was drinking alcohol and throw in the odd hangover or the odd rough morning, that would really not help with dehydration and most importantly, mental health as well, actually. And we'll get on to that point next. Mental health. Lots of us struggle with it anyway when we're feeling healthy. I do, especially. But it's weird, to start off with this long COVID, I actually got really down, not knowing what was wrong with me. I was like, what is wrong? There's something really wrong. And my mental state was getting worse. But I think once you realise that it potentially is long COVID and there is something actually physically wrong, you need to somehow come to terms with that, and it helps to recognise that. So the second point to help to cope with it is slow the pace of your life down as much as you can, really, with balancing work and motovlogging, for instance. If you're motovlogging, I've just really tried to slow it down. Don't completely overstress yourself, and just do what you can do, really, because the shortness of breath, if you overdo it every now and then, you just get that shortness of breath and you just have to stop and catch your breath. So you've really got to find your zen and just really lower your stress levels and your pace of life. Just learn to operate on a slower level. Yeah, that coping strategy, the trying to slow down the pace of life, I've found a really big one. I struggled at first a lot trying to maintain my same sort of degree and pace of activity in life, which it really ran me down that, and actually makes me really quite anxious that I just can't keep up physically or mentally with normal life. So another coping strategy, which is very useful, mindfulness and like meditation, basically. So I've been doing sort of breathing meditation, concentrating on your breathing and being mindful. I've been doing 20 minutes of that every day, and that has definitely helped over the 6 weeks. I think in these last, like the 5th and 6th week, I've really learned to sort of slow it down, and it considerably helps with the breathing as well. When your breathing gets so tight, that's quite an uncomfortable feeling. So it makes you quite anxious anyway, which makes your breathing get even worse. But if you can just like chill out and be in the moment as much as possible, it's a really good way to just relax your brain and just accept, all right, I'm feeling tired, I'm short of breath, I can't think straight, but it just eases any of that stress about that, really. You can just carry on going, and it makes everything a lot easier to cope with. Yeah, so mindfulness and meditation is a really good one to practice. So guys, this brings me nicely on. I'd like to mention our sponsor for the video today, Let's Get Checked. They're a worldwide leader home health testing company where you can do all sorts of tests in the comfort and safe environment of your own home. You can do all sorts of tests, sexual health tests, men's health, women's health, general health. I actually have done a test myself through them and can vouch for it. It's brilliant. I did the male hormone test just to check hormone levels, having feeling bad for the last 6 weeks, I thought it good to just check up on general health. You go online to the website, they've got a variety of tests. It really is quite impressive and smooth process. You order the test, they send it through to you within a couple of days. You get your at-home testing kit, a nice little box, and then you take your sample, pop it back in the box, pop it in the prepaid envelope in the post, and then it goes off to a laboratory to get tested, and then within sort of 2 to 5 working days you get an email back with your results, and you will also get a call from a nurse if required, updating you on your results. So Let's Get Checked was founded in 2015 by Peter Foley. He was a rugby player playing rugby. He had an accident and had ongoing problems. Kept on going back to the doctors, the hospitals, and they couldn't find anything wrong. Ended up, unfortunately, he had testicular cancer, and through that experience he set up Let's Get Checked for a way to really take control of your own health and health testing, to have peace of mind. And I can vouch for it. It's a really great company. Take a look at the website. If you have any worries about going to the doctors or the hospital, you can get yourself discreetly and professionally checked for a variety of conditions. Now, if you're worried about your health or you want to get just any specific checks, I've put the link for Let's Get Checked down in the description of the video, and in the comments you'll find it as well. Also, when you go to Let's Get Checked, if you use the promotional code RedAng25, REDANG 25, you will get 25% off of your order. What are some other ways good ways to cope with long COVID? Like I said, as I just mentioned, the Let's Get Checked there, I actually did the male hormone test, just to be sure, because there's actually a study. Male hormones have dropped by 1% every year for the last 30 years, which is quite a shocking statistic actually. But with the symptoms of feeling tired and just things off, I thought that a sensible thing to do. Anyway, they came back good, normal, luckily, all clear, but it was nice to get that settled, to not worry about that. But the next thing, which is good, is light exercise, not heavy exercise. If I do heavy exercise, my breathing is just like horrendous, makes you feel a lot worse. But light exercise, so I go for a walk, try and do some press-ups some days, but that's a little bit much. Basically just a walk. But one thing that has helped is the motovlogging. Going out and testing these bikes, it's not rigorous exercise, but it is a bit of activity, and it just helps you helps get you moving again, helps keep your lungs active. At the same time as that, for your mental health, it's so bad just to sit in a house and try and let this pass, especially if it's long COVID, because it's called long COVID for a reason. It's been 6 weeks now and I'm still feeling pretty rough. So to bang yourself up in a house for 6 weeks or wherever you are and not do anything is not a good idea, especially if you're struggling with your mental health. So light exercise, get out, go for a walk, a very gentle bike ride, don't overdo it, but get the endorphins going. That's a great strategy. Most of all, guys, a coping strategy for long COVID, and sort of one that I think generally good for life as well. Bit of a life advice here. Be kind to yourself. May sound a little bit corny, but give it a go. It's quite nice. Yeah, it's a big one. Generally in life as well, whether it be long COVID or something else making you feel bad, the last thing you need is yourself berating yourself for feeling bad. Trust me, it really doesn't help. If you can be mindful of that and just notice like what you're thinking about how you're feeling, then it can help massively to concentrate here. God, as a prime example, even now, just takes so much concentration riding a motorbike. You really got to slow down if you got long COVID whilst riding. Just slow everything down and be careful. Look at this. Benefits of a motorbike. Where were we? Ah yes, be kind to yourself. It's an accident back there, so traffic got pretty heavy. We're going on a detour. Yeah, all you need is for yourself to be berating yourself for feeling bad and not being able to keep up, you know? If you can't do a full day's work, or you're underperforming at work, or you're tired just walking down to the shops. It's really easy to get yourself down over that. I really was. I actually read somewhere in the paper some advice how to deal with long COVID, and one of the main ones was be kind to yourself. So I sort of gave it a go and have been practicing it, and it really helps, you know. I suppose it's not surprising for some of you, but it's a good little technique, that. So yeah, give it a go. You just, if you're not beating yourself up, then you're more than halving the amount of weight on your shoulders. If you find it tiring to go down to the shops and there's nothing you can do about it, then, you know, just be kind to yourself and be like, okay, that's all right. This is how it is. I am gonna find it tiring. Take a break when you get back. Chill out. And just don't force the matter, because forcing the matter to try and feel better makes it just the whole thing a painful experience, and you can't make yourself feel better. It's out of your hands, so you're better off just being gentle with yourself, kind to yourself, rolling with it, and just going with it and riding it out. Riding it out on your motorbike. Look at that. Anywho, most of all, stay happy, stay healthy out there, guys. I shall see you in the next video. Shout out to mental health awareness. I'm going to be practicing all of my coping methods, and hopefully start feeling a little bit better soon. But yeah, I hope you're all healthy out there, and see you in the next video. Peace and love. Ciao Bella.